Audio Jungle.
I feel ready for sure. It's been a bit of a chaotic few weeks for me doing F2 in Qatar and then coming straight here. But we've prepared a lot as a team and we don't know what to expect. It's a new manufacturer, but I'm looking forward to it. I bring youth and excitement, of course, to Formula E. And the targets, I mean, my target is just to do the best job I can, maximize what the team give me. I think, like I said, it's a new manufacturer, new team coming in to the championship. So we don't really know what to expect right now, but it's a medium to long-term project, and that's the main focus. So look back at this year and see a lot of improvement from my side and the team side. That's the goal. Yes, for sure. I mean, it's from 0 to 60 is insane. 1.8, I think, 0 to 100 kilometers. Yeah, it's crazy fast. I mean, you do feel it compared to even an F1 car. The acceleration's insane, so it's quite cool. I mean, he's taught me a lot, of course, in the short time that we've been teammates. He knows so much. He started, like you said, in Formula E at the very beginning. Very experienced. He's continuing to help me, of course, but he still wants to beat me. I still want to beat him. So to some level, we're working as a team, uniting as a team, and trying to move the team forward and improve everything. But of course, we're both trying to do the best job on track, and I think that's healthy. For the entire team, healthy environment to have us pushing each other but also moving together as one unit. My ideal Christmas is to be with my hands behind my head in Barbados on the beach, which I will be doing, but of course training hard, then going back up to Germany to prepare for Mexico, starting this new journey in my career. So I'll be relaxing for 1 or 2 weeks, have a lot of food to gain some weight over Christmas, and then full push again next year. It's difficult because obviously my entire family and sponsors and everyone back in Barbados has brought me to this stage. They've taken me from F4 karting until here, so I don't really get Christmas gifts. That is the Christmas gift from all my sponsors and everything, so I don't expect anything. I mean, I have everything I need, so I'm all good. I mean, I would like people can believe that if they want. Everyone thinks that in Barbados, that's the reason. Of course not, but it's a nice coincidence to have.
Main challenges for you?
Main challenges? Obviously there's many. A lot of seasoned drivers here, and being the first race of a new season, it's always going to be very competitive. Everyone wants to try to get ahead very early. Obviously there's many challenges for me, as I guess I'm not really a rookie now. I had a few races last season, but I think I'm very well prepared for the season, honestly. I just have to tackle all of the challenges that I have as best as possible. Personally, of course, I want to win a race. I know it's very difficult being a rookie to actually win a race, so it's a difficult target to try to reach, but that's one that I personally want. Besides from that, I think just consistent points, trying to elevate the team in the standings. Obviously, points is good for the manufacturer as well, so just to try to score as many points as possible. For sure you need luck, but also you need consistency. I think all 3 of the title contenders from last season had at least one race where it didn't go to plan and they had an accident or something like that. So I think that proves that consistency and constant points is the key to actually winning a championship. There's luck as well, but I think you have to be very good at this kind of pack racing. I think that's something that's very essential in Formula E to be good at. You know, there's so much close racing. Obviously you take off the front wing quite often, especially last season, so be good at that close quarter racing, I think is one of the main factors. Absolutely. I remember the first time I did a practice start with this thing, it was, to put it into words, it's actually quite difficult, but it's insane. It's so good.
How many G's do you think you have in acceleration?
I don't know, but it's quite a lot. I saw an interview from Jake actually, and he said that he had to position his head on the headrest before he went, and I can see how it's possible that you have to do that, because it's very tough. I remember last year I got I think it was last year I got the McLaren Formula E Lego car. Yeah. That was pretty cool. That was pretty funny. That was good.
What memories in that final incredible racing lap?
Yeah, awesome memories. Actually, the best memories have been from the celebration and the emotions of the team and my family. what we've created there. Yeah, obviously what happened on track was awesome as well, but I always like to remember more what happened afterwards. Yeah, yeah, definitely some vacation, holidays with the family, enjoying a bit of family time and putting the phone aside, and yeah, just enjoying the time together. Obviously my team kept me quite busy with PR and marketing stuff, which has never been as much as it was in the off-season. They even sent me to different countries to do things, so yeah, it was quite a lot, but I guess that's something which comes together with being champion. There's not one single one. I think I see everyone as the same. Everyone has the same chance. Looking forward to nice fights throughout the season with many different drivers, and yeah, there's not one particular one which comes in my mind. Yeah, it's definitely faster. There are a couple of changes, like the pit boost, the tires, the four-wheel drive, where I think especially in the beginning you can make a bigger difference. I think once everyone has understood everything perfectly, then we will get closer again, but we just need to make sure that we are on top of everything again and we are starting the season strong. My ideal Christmas would be in Mauritius at the beach. It's not going to happen this year. Yeah, our daughter is a bit too young to fly such long flights, but yeah, we'll have a nice time at home, everyone together, and yeah, celebrating Christmas. Honestly, I'm not someone who is super fancy on gifts. Yeah, I always liked something personal, and I always keep telling my family or friends that I don't want presents. I don't want presents for my birthday or for Christmas or whatever. For me, it's much more important to spend the time together, that everyone is there and that we have a good time. I'm not paying a lot of attention to gifts.
Feels familiar, like honestly, like I don't start from scratch. I pretty much know the people, like everyone in the team, even if there is some new addition compared to season 9. Honestly, like I felt like comfortable in the car straight away. Same with the team. Obviously, like a few things change, but I feel ready. You know, in Formula E, from one season to the other, like can be really different. There's a few big changes actually now for this season with the tires, like probably the pit stop coming later, like the attack mode situation as well, where like now we have the four-wheel drive. It will make like the race quite different. So it's all this thing we have to adapt, and yeah, like Nissan had a good season with Oliver last season, and but again, like you know, everyone is doing like every year like a step forward. So it's a bit of a question mark where we're gonna be. I would say like the four-wheel drive, honestly, like the first time you try it, it's quite impressive. Like you have a lot of torque with the Formula E, a lot of power, and like when you have like so much grip with the four-wheel drive, honestly, like it's a really nice feeling. Oh, yes and no. At the end, like one day or today, like you're trying to maximize everything you have. So yeah, at the end we have to deliver. As I said, like it's a bit of question mark where you are, because with all the new change and the race strategy will be also like really different. At the moment, we're just exciting to be here, and we're just like waiting to see basically where we are in terms of pace compared to the other. Yeah, again, to adapt to all the, like these updates that we have on Gen 3 Evo. Understanding of the tires is a big thing as well. It's like quite a big change, and the strategy during the race as well will be quite different, I would say. So it's all these few things I would say which are maybe details on the paper, but it's like big change for us. It's a lot of strategy behind it, and again, like you're trying to be smart, but sometimes like trying to do like the basics correct and make it to the end as well. It's really important to score points. So I won't say it's going to be all in this weekend. Of course, we want to fight for the best, but it's also really important like to score straight away like decent points.
Hard to say, but probably very little, I would say. I hope it does, but
thing is, like in Madrid, like it was very up and down every day for everyone, so very hard to read where everyone kind of stacks up. But yeah, I think it's just the nature of having a new car, new tires, the four-wheel drive, some new body work. You know, there's a lot of change, so we're constantly kind of learning about the new car, and that's going to continue for probably, you know, that first quarter or first third of the season. So yeah, but I think we're in decent shape, but there's still that kind of unknown of where everyone stacks up. I think a lot of teams have made big improvements. Some of the teams that are maybe a little bit, you know, weaker over the last 2 years, they've definitely made big round up on us and Porsche and some of the top teams. So I think it's gonna be really tight. But yeah, we're gonna find out in a couple of days. It's a tricky one, right? Obviously, we're very proud of winning the teams. That was a big priority for us, and we got that done. But there's definitely an element where, obviously, the team would have loved one of us to have number one on the car. So, yeah, I'd definitely say conflicted kind of emotions. But obviously, the team result was a big one for Jaguar. But ultimately, yeah, obviously, Nick and I left very disappointed at the same time. So, a strange emotion to kind of deal with. For me, it's been like and also for Nick, you know, Nick the last 2 years has been battling for the championship. For me, the last 4 years, so probably that added, you know, that frustration is adding up, and to come so close is frustrating. So yeah, is what it is. It's sport. You have to deal with these on the chin. I think there's a lot of things as a team we can learn from London, which we're hoping to improve. So yeah, but it's a reset here, and for the season we just got to try and get on with it and try and make things right. I mean, there's not many dislikes, I would say. Obviously the car is relatively similar, but there is some differences. The four-wheel drive is really cool to drive in the you know, the 350, the high power attack mode, let's say, and that configuration is quite cool. The tire's been a big change actually, and a big challenge. So the tire behavior is really mixed things up. So it all seems pretty good. You know, the tire does seem a bit tricky in the wet conditions, more than last year. So if we get some rain, it'll be interesting to see how the tires behave. But it's in the dry, you definitely have more grip. So yeah, let's see how the results are, and maybe I'll like it depending a bit on that. But at the moment, it's been really challenging. But so far, so good. I mean, my Christmas is normally my annual trip to New Zealand, so I'll be going back next weekend to see my family. I have a house on the beach in New Zealand, so I'll be going to see that. I sleep in that house maybe for 4 or 5 nights per year, so it'd be nice to see it. That's where we have Christmas. Obviously, it's summertime in New Zealand, so we spend it on the beach. So that's been like our family kind of spot for many years. So yeah, it's always been like that, and again this year. So I guess that, or I would love to have like a white Christmas as well. That'd be cool. But you know, the beach at Omaha, where my house is pretty cool. So yeah, that's always it's a good time for me to see my family and obviously celebrate Christmas and that period. So yeah, I would have to say back home. I've got no idea what my best gift would have been. I've had some good ones over the years, I guess, when you're a kid. Now you're just kind of happy to get socks and underwear and some deodorant and some basics like essentials. Back in the day when I used to get socks when I was young, I was like, this is pointless. They wanted toys. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, the best gift I got was actually for my birthday when I was 6. It was my go-kart, my first go-kart. It was obviously not Christmas, but that one always stands out. Yeah, probably some cool toys or something back in the day. I've got no idea. Nothing crazy, I would say. That you know sticks in my mind. It's always a good time, and I've always been, you know, fortunate back home with getting good presents from Santa. So hopefully things have been a good boy this year, and I get some good stuff.
Maybe a victory here.
That'd be nice. A little premature Christmas present would be good.
Sí, las principales diferencias del nuevo Gen 3 Evo, el coche de la temporada 11, es la tracción 4x4. podemos acelerar mucho más rápido, de 2.8 para 1.8, y podemos utilizar la tracción integral durante el attack mode. Eso va a cambiar mucho la estrategia y también pienso que va a tener más surpases que el año pasado.
Yeah, maybe. I think I've proved my speed over the years in many categories and in many ways. But yeah, I don't think I've lost any talent, no. So that's a difficult one. I think it would be unwise to set goals because I honestly don't know where we're going to be. I think it's going to be a lot better than where we were, put it like that. But I think what I've said to most people is if I can get on the podium a couple of times, I'll be happy. But to be honest, we might surprise ourselves and it might be even better, you know. So I just have to adapt my goals through the year. But I think the first two races we'll learn a lot and we'll know where we are after that. Yeah, yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I think the journey of the team is the really cool thing, and I've obviously been quite a big part of this. It's my 4th year here now, so I think the deals that we're making with the partners and obviously with the technical partnership with Porsche, it's exciting. It's a good place to be now. Yeah, very exciting. So yeah, the acceleration is pretty special. Yeah, I mean, I think when you consider like the power we have, I'm already looking forward to Gen 4 because when we have 4-wheel drive with this power, it will be very fast. So, but yeah, the 0 to 60 already is quite impressive. Yeah.
How many Gs do you think that?
What? I don't know. In longitudinal, I don't know what it would be. Longitudinal G, I don't know. I would make a stupid 1.5, 1 G, 1.5, something like that. I don't know.
Okay, cool.
Maybe more.
After Sao Paulo, Christmas time, what is your idea of a perfect Christmas?
Perfect Christmas. No travelling. So most people, I just want to be at home. Yeah, like I'd like to spend time with my parents. My parents are not together, so I have to spend some time with them. But yeah, to see my mum at Christmas is nice. And all my brothers, they come home from university, so we're all together. It's nice, yeah. I'd rather be at home. What's the best Christmas present I've ever had? I'd have to think. I think it's probably when I was young, like 6 or 7. I got like a pedal bike that I really wanted. I remember it was a Carrera bike, and I really wanted it as a kid. And I got it, so I was quite happy about that. That's probably it, yeah.
Bueno, no, aquí estamos finalmente para empezar una otra temporada, la 11. Y ya no es un bebé este campeonato, ya ha sido una caminada increíble, hacer parte de todo esto, cómo estamos creciendo y todo más. Un coche que es una evolution del coche del año pasado para todos. Tenemos 4-wheel drive, más potencia, más grip. Y nada, creo que las carreras van a ser más épicas, más interesantes, más peleas y un campeonato, un año muy competitivo. Para mí me siento muy listo, muy pronto con el equipo. Creo que los momentos difíciles de los años pasados que conseguimos siempre salir de ellos y mejorar y ganar carreras nos han unificado mucho. Y no, estamos bien en cuanto a equipo, el coche está bien, competitivo y espero que sea un campeonato como lo queremos con la Copa al final.
Christmas time. Okay. So what is that you want that is a perfect gift for you?
I don't want gifts. I will give gifts.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is the gift that you would give?
I'm not telling you. I'm gonna give them to my family, and then yeah, they'll find out.
¿Cuál es el regalo que te gustaría recibir?
Creo que hay dos cosas. Hay aprovechar el máximo del tiempo con la familia en casa y también ganar carreras aquí. Creo que esto es lo que queremos hacer.
So what is the best gift that you can get this Christmas?
I have to put it on.
I mean, if you want, there you go, you have it
The
on.
best gift,
Yeah.
health.
Lovely. And second best?
I don't know. Supercar.
Christmas time. Oh yeah. So what is the best gift for you for this Christmas?
The best gift for me is actually spending time with family because, obviously you've got such an intense schedule throughout the whole year, traveling so much, and Christmas for me is really spending time with my loved ones, and I look forward to do that very soon.
Lovely. I'm not going to ask you to wear it, but you have to rub it and to wish for Christmas.
I have to wish for Christmas. To you or to myself in my head? Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, I think last season was very positive in terms of our performance, our results. We had a very good year. So hopefully we can just improve small details, keep being consistent, maybe improve qualifying a bit, and who knows what can happen by the end of the year.
What do you like most about the new car, and what do you still think you have to learn?
Well, I think obviously the tyre performance is higher, more grip, which is more enjoyable. The tyre is more of a qualifying tyre, let's say. So more of a challenge to manage all that, which is good. I enjoy that. And then obviously the four-wheel drive is giving a lot of acceleration, which is also nice for the drivers. I think from a personal team perspective, we still have to improve the fine details. We've made quite a big change on our powertrains, so we're still having some teething problems, but I think once we get those ironed out, we should be pretty strong.
Nico, nuevo equipo, nuevo auto, también en definitiva, y nueva temporada.
Sí, muy excitante. Creo que con un nuevo equipo, nuevo coche, hay mucho que aprender. Hay que darse un poquito de tiempo para integrarse bien, pero de momento contento de cómo van las cosas, contento de empezar la temporada y a ver dónde estamos. Es que creo que con este Gen 3 Evo todo será aún más junto. Creo que las distancias entre un equipo y otro serán muy pequeñas y hay que poner todo junto para estar delante.
Entras a un equipo con muy buen performance en lo que vimos en los últimos años.
Sí, es claro que Andretti en los últimos años siempre fue uno de los equipos muy buenos. También hay que decir que el año pasado fue un poquito menos de lo que se han esperado, pero Cheika siempre ha demostrado que saben extraer el máximo de lo que tienen y él creo que es el piloto con el average finish más bajo en el campeonato de todos, pues una referencia perfecta para mí. Probaré a aprender el máximo de él posible y llegar al nivel suyo.
Sobre el 3 Evo, ¿qué te gusta más y qué todavía tienes que aprender?
Todos tenemos que aprender aún un poquito, porque cuando haces los tests es una cosa, pero carreras es otro juego. Pues, estamos todos en esta fase donde hay que aprender lo más rápido posible para estar delante.
I think everybody is very excited to start a new season. It's always exciting to start a new year and to come into a year with, let's say, slightly new rules, new hardware, new package. So we're looking forward to find out where we are with this competition. I think so far we've been quite encouraged by what we've seen in testing, but obviously the reality needs to prove that we're on the right track. But I definitely believe we made good progress. Having said that, the competition will just naturally come closer and closer together. I mean, there will be a lot of good cars on the grid, but we'll do our best.
What do you like most about the new car, and what do you still need to learn about?
I think it's just nice to get some more performance. The tires are definitely offering more grip. The 350 in four-wheel drive is a nice experience, a nice feeling. So naturally the car is just coming a bit more alive, and we're extracting more performance out of it, which is always a good experience.
How do you feel about it?
Yeah, amazing. Really cool to be a Penske driver. Very excited about my first race here. And yeah, I mean, I've spent a lot of time with the whole team since end of August, since I joined the team. So yeah, we prepared really well. Testing was going well. But yeah, for sure, still a lot of new things now for the first weekend. So yeah, I just tried to do a good job on my side, and yeah, hopefully we can have a good weekend.
What do you like most about the car and not as much?
Honestly, there are so many good things about the car because we've got four-wheel drive, better tires, and a new aero package. On top of that, I think we improved compared to last year. It's a Stellantis group. So yeah, I'm excited.
Para essa corrida do Brasil eu fiz um capacete especial. Todo ano eu faço um capacete especial para essa etapa, que para mim é tão importante correr em casa. E os detalhes novos, né? Botei a bandeira do Brasil aqui do lado, as cores exatamente da bandeira do Brasil no capacete inteiro, nosso verde e amarelo e o azul, e nossa faixa branca que representa a ordem e progresso da bandeira brasileira. O capacete foi desenhado de uma maneira mais agressiva, com as linhas mais agressivas, mais inclinadas, pela Lake Motorsport, e tem todos os detalhes que eu tenho, do título que eu conquistei, dos patrocinadores, ABB, Julius Baer, Energy, Schiopa, e obviamente o capacete feito pela Bell com toda a qualidade que pode ter. Então muito especial para mim, igual o Senna com o interior verde. E vamos lá, ver se traz sorte, a gente consegue fazer um pódio aqui na corrida de casa em São Paulo.
So the women's test conversation started pretty much when I joined, and I'm sure it predated me as well, but when I joined 18 months ago, we started a conversation about how can we, as a motorsport that we believe men and women can compete equally in, how can we provide more opportunities for women to get in the seat of the actual car and to start to build their capability, to show their potential. Because there are many motorsports that put women into an inferior car, so they either power down a car or they use a different vehicle. We didn't want to do that. We believe men and women can compete equally in our own car in the actual World Championship. But we recognise they get very little time to test the car. So the women's test in Madrid put 18 of the best women drivers in the world in the actual team's cars, supported by the actual teams to showcase their potential. And there were 18 drivers and they all did brilliantly, but I would say there were 3 or 4 performances that came through from Madrid that would lead me to believe, with more time in the sim, more time in the car, which we will provide to them, there were 4 or 5 women there that absolutely have a shot at making their way into the championship. So formally, we have a plan that goes out to 2030, and you would expect that plan to be about growing our fan base, growing our TV audience, the cars getting bigger, faster, more powerful. All of those things are true. We don't specify a different plan for men or for women, but my expectations are that throughout that period, we will have women taking place as team members in the seats of the championship. So I expect to deliver all of those things, fan base growth, audience growth, and I would expect to see women making their way through into the actual championship car. By the way, beyond women, we also have an opportunity to test a disabled driver, which we did in Portland last year. He will be back in test, I think, in the rookie test in Berlin this year. So it's quite conceivable that in a few years' time, we will not just have men driving in this championship, we'll have disabled athletes driving in this championship, and we'll have women driving in this championship. So the Gen 3 Evo, as you know, is being launched first time this year. So the first time ever on a track in competition will be this weekend here in Sao Paulo. The Gen 3 Evo has a new chassis, so new bodywork, so more aerodynamic chassis, has a slightly stronger front end, so the front wing is slightly stronger, which will create slightly different type of racing. We have new tyres, but perhaps most importantly, we have four-wheel drive. So all-wheel drive activated for the first time. So the cars will launch at the start of the race in all-wheel drive. As they take attack mode, the all-wheel drive will kick in, as well as the extra 50 kilowatts of power. So that will completely change the nature of the race. So I think we're going into this race in Sao Paulo with a completely different car, a more powerful car with all-wheel drive that nobody quite knows where the different teams are going to be in the shakedown. So as we go through free practice today and qualifying tomorrow and then the main race, there's this level of anxiety here because no one quite knows where people are in this brand new car. So it's a very, very exciting kickoff to the season. So the Gen 3 Evo, so we have very different types of racing to Formula One. So Formula One are masters of racing on the big circuit. As we know, a huge amount of investment goes into the wind tunnel. It's largely an aerodynamic game. That is not what Formula E is. So for Formula E, we're on tighter circuits, street circuits, they're shorter circuits. So for us, the premium is on acceleration, not so much on top speed. And this car, the Gen 3 Evo car, will accelerate to 100 kilometers an hour, 60 miles an hour in about 1.82 seconds. So that's around 30% faster than the current Formula One car can accelerate. So yeah, really proud that we got the crown again this year for the third consecutive year as the #1 ESG sport in the world. And that's really important to us because we aren't just a motorsport, we're also a platform for technology and a platform for sustainability. So we're incredibly proud of that. But in parallel to that, we've just announced that we've reduced our freight, our international freight. We transport this entire championship using just 3 aeroplanes. We use some sea freight and some road transportation, but we only use 3 aeroplanes. And we announced very recently that we're going to take those 3 aeroplanes down to 2 for this season, for Sao Paulo. And the impact of that is that reduces our transport emissions by 25% through one action. So we're already the crown champion of the #1 ESG sport in the world, and we've just announced that we've reduced our transport emissions by 25%. So this is something we obsess about. We committed to reduce our overall carbon emissions by 45% over a 10-year period from season 5 to season 15, and we are bang on track to deliver that commitment.
Your wish for this Christmas?
That's a very good question. Christmas is how many days away? We're about 20 days away or a bit less than Christmas. So I won't even start to think about Christmas until about 2 days before, because I've got the Sao Paulo race. I then go from Sao Paulo race to Rwanda for the FIA award ceremony. And then from Rwanda, I head off to Spain. I have a little home in Spain. We're taking my parents to Spain. We're taking my wife's parents to Spain. So we're going to have a big family pre-Christmas short break in Spain together. So my wish is not about Christmas. It's about that short break with all of our family together in Spain ahead of Christmas, just for a lovely, relaxing time to spend time with the people we love.
Very easy, new car, new season. How do you feel about it?
Feeling pumped. I'm feeling good after the pre-season test we had some time off from obviously the racing and did some BMW stuff, so it's good to switch off from Formula E. But yeah, overall I'm feeling pumped this weekend.
What do you like most about the new car, and what do you dislike?
I think everyone is saying the four-wheel drive, it's really, really impressive. It's super fast, and yeah, it's a very big step forward for Formula E, so it's going to create lots of overtaking opportunities in 350 against 300, so on my side it's going to be an exciting race for sure.
Bueno, este creo que es el circuito una de las carreras, creo que es una de las carreras más complicadas del año. El primer motivo es el calor y las características de la pista van a ser muy complicadas para gestionar la temperatura de la batería. Un circuito donde vamos a tener una carrera de pelotón con la gestión de energía, un tema muy importante, pero manejar eso con las temperaturas va a ser complicado. Un circuito donde se puede adelantar, creo que siempre tuvimos aquí muy buenas carreras y nada, el sitio perfecto para empezar.
Taylor, amazingly done. Congrats. Feelings at the moment. Podium, I mean, was it expected?
Absolutely not, especially I had no front wing, I had to do drive-through penalty. My first race as a full-time driver, to be expected definitely not, but somehow, some way the team made it possible. I'm here. I don't really know how to explain my feelings. It's amazing, and to be a part of this team is even more amazing, so hopefully more of these results to come.
I guess it sets the bar on your own, I mean, for yourself, for the rest of the season.
I said at the beginning of this season, before this first race, I said a podium and a win would be nice, but obviously I have to keep realistic. Obviously realistic is podium and win, so that's obviously going to be the target for the rest of the season now.
Nico, de lo que pudimos ver que estabas en carrera, ¿cómo sentiste el auto? Si vamos a analizar el vaso medio lleno, ¿no?
El sentimiento fue muy corto por el auto porque la carrera se terminó bastante cerca de la salida. Sí, pero todo ha comenzado con una quali no optimizada. Creo que ahí la bandera roja no ha ayudado, pero tampoco era era imposible estar en los primeros 10. Creo que FP2 hemos demostrado que era más que posible. Pues no hemos maximado, faltaban estos 1,5 décimos, 2 décimas para estar entre P8 y P10. Y cuando sales detrás es el jungle, como lo llamamos. Y ahí había 3 coches delante de mí que se han tocado y Jake se fue para el muro y yo probando a escapar, a no tocarlo. Me he tocado creo que con Beckman y me ha mandado chocando el auto de Jake. Pues no mucho que podíamos hacer, frustrante porque creo que el auto iba bien, tuvimos buen potencial y no hemos sacado puntos de esto. Pues hay que analizar, hay que salir más por delante para no estar en el caos este.
Y a México con más furia que hoy.
Exacto.
What a wild race. It was so hard to manage. It's hard to kind of understand what was going on with all the attack modes. So had an amazing first lap. I made 10 positions, I think, in the first 2 laps. So that really helped. And then, just trying to understand when to do the attack modes. And I think we timed those pretty good. But obviously the 2 red flags were a bit unexpected. Good to see Pascal was okay after that big crash. The last 4 laps were stressful because we still had to manage some energy, but just trying to be clever with that. And with a guy like Antonio behind, it was a bit stressful, but we got it done.
Completely happy with the new car and new tires?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the car was very consistent, very, worked really well in the race, so I'm happy for that. Didn't get it tested in qualifying today, so but in the race condition, obviously it was working well.
Mexico, looking forward to it?
Looking forward to it, yeah. Obviously, just to start with some good points on the board is always nice, and obviously we have a few reliability problems we need to sort out, but we'll figure that out.
Lots of positives to take from this weekend. Obviously, the result doesn't reflect what we've been showing today.
Thank you very much. But I love the glass half full, look and philosophy.
Yeah, for sure. That's how I feel, and I think qualifying we've put ourselves in a really good position, top 4, and then the whole race we executed super well. I think 99% of the race has been really good. We were fighting like between P4, P2, really doing well. Good second attack mode, and then put ourselves in a strong position with 5 laps to go. And then there was this incident in turn 5 with Pascal and Nick, and unfortunately we were a victim of that. Got taken out in turn 5, and that's why we didn't finish in the points. For sure, it's tough, but at the end this is Formula E, and things like that can happen. Most important is that we deliver good quality today, and this is really what I feel we have done. And that's why I know there's good things to come in the near future for us.
Your level of confidence has grown from last year to this car?
Absolutely. I'm feeling great with my new team. We've had a very good preparation, and now it has just been good to deliver this kind of preparation on track. And I think you can really see already a good chunk of it, that we are in good shape and that we are prepared well for this season, and we will improve for sure. And we will make more steps in the coming weeks. But I'm pleased with this first weekend, and I look forward already to Mexico.
Exactly, everything to be done in Mexico, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, now it's a bit of time to process the things. Short Christmas break with family. I look forward to that. And then, very soon we go in Mexico, and I'm ready for it.
Sí, México es una carrera muy especial, una carrera que con tantos fans que gustan tanto la Fórmula E. Yo vencí 3 veces en México, para mí es como una segunda casa. Espero poder hacer una carrera mejor que acá.
Emerson, ¿cómo estás? ¿Todo bien? Qué gusto verte. Estamos con Emerson Fittipaldi, Emerson en carrera de casa en Sao Paulo. Tú eres un fijo aquí.
No, estou muito contente. A abertura del campeonato vai ser um grande evento para São Paulo, para Brasil. Cada vez mejor la Fórmula E.
Cierto que sí. Lo comentábamos con Lucas Di Grassi. Qué importante para la ciudad, para el país, para la gente que venga más y más la Fórmula E, porque educa. Hay una educación de la electromovilidad y demás.
Quando Deus criou o nosso planeta perfeito, nós outros temos a obrigação de manter perfeito. E a Fórmula E é o exemplo. Deus está nos guardando porque é uma energia ambiental sustentável.
Exactamente.
E outras energias para o futuro, para as próximas gerações. Então a Fórmula E é um exemplo para todo mundo.
Y creo que entre todos vamos caminando mientras vamos saliendo del grid, pero entre todos tenemos que hacer algo, Emerson.
Estamos fazendo a Fórmula E o exemplo disso para o futuro.
Exacto.
No motorsport cada vez mais ambiental,
sí,
com o planeta que Deus nos deu de regalo.
De regalo.
Que é lindo.
Exactamente.
No podemos estragar.
Exactamente. Así que es nuestra responsabilidad. Emerson,
gracias.
Todo lo mejor. Un gusto verte siempre.
Full of chaos, like a Formula E race. Since we have like this Gen 3 car, it's we have these kind of like races where it's difficult to stay out of troubles. But today we managed to. In terms of strategy, we pretty much executed a good one, like without making like big mistakes. At some points it was not easy, especially at the beginning, where we kind of like dropped a little bit more than what we had planned. But in the end, like it worked out like pretty good. Yeah, in the end, like a fifth place for the first race weekend, like it's good.
Yeah, it's still ahead. I mean, the whole season, right?
Yeah, it's.
Okay. Yeah, so the whole season still ahead of us.
Yeah, you still have like a long season ahead of us. It's definitely a better start than what we had last year. So let's see.
Okay.
No, nada, muy contento de empezar el año con un podio. Antes que nada, contento de saber que Pascal está bien, fue una bota fuerte. Pero nada, muy contento de empezar el año con un podio, totalmente el contrario de que lo hicimos los últimos 2 años, y espero que sea la forma justa de empezar esta caminada hasta el título.
Alberto Longo, cofundador de la FIA Fórmula E. La verdad que espectacular Sao Paulo, E-Prix siempre promete, y mira la cantidad de gente que tuvimos esta vez.
Promete, pero es que siempre cumple, que es lo mejor, ¿no? Siempre estamos con unas grandes aspiraciones de venir aquí a Sao Paulo y siempre lo cumplen con creces, ¿no? Ha sido un eventazo, yo creo. Ahora tenemos un DJ famosísimo también que viene con más de 10 millones de followers, pero en definitiva yo creo que la carrera es muy entretenida. Hemos tardado un poquito, la FIA tardado un poquito en tomar decisiones para que la carrera fuera un poquito más fluida en sí, pero el show que ha habido en pista yo creo que ha sido espectacular. O sea, y ese último accidente que gracias a Dios todo está bien con Pascal, pero muy bien, la verdad es que no podíamos empezar con mejor pie.
Ya vemos las reacciones de los fans, cómo notan la velocidad de este nuevo Gen 3 Evo.
Bueno, 3 segundos más rápido que en solo en esta pista estábamos hace 8 meses, no hace ni un año siquiera, porque hicimos la carrera aquí en marzo. Y en solo 8 meses, pues 3 segundos más rápido. El neumático está funcionando muy bien, obviamente, el nuevo compuesto del neumático, y lo que es fundamental, obviamente, el 4x4, ¿no? Que al final la tracción a las 4 ruedas pues se nota
Sin
mucho.
dudas. Y hay perlitas para el resto de la temporada, ¿no? En algún otro momento.
¿Hay qué, perdón?
Perlas, ¿no? Perlitas, ¿no?
Hay cositas, claro, hay cositas que van a pasar siempre a partir de Jeddah. Aquí no podemos dar todas las sorpresas a la primera, ¿sabes? Hay que esperar, para que haya siempre una pequeña evolución.
Y siempre mantener el espectáculo. Felicidades.
Muchas gracias.